So let me know when everyone is able to see their stuff.
Oh, game's still loading.
Gotcha.
This is good. And it's gonna go get some water real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything's showing up for me.
Hello, my darling. Oh, you bought donuts. Wonderful. We're just waiting for everyone's stuff to start loading. Say hello to the world. Goodbye, my love. Have fun.
Oh, cool.
Alright, Lord. Finally.
Excellent. So is that everyone's good to go?
Holy shit! I got chained.
I have not had time to go through and get new music. Definitely not right. See if this song's any better. Guess not. Okay, so everybody's ready to go?
Yep.
Cool. So, just as a little bit of a recap, the last we left off, the group of you had made your way right into this dungeon here, following a previous tailing of Floon to this ramshackled house. You found this extensive hideout of sorts within the underground of the trades ward here in Waterdeep. You all took some time to scour around the entire place, finding a couple traps, finding a couple hidden clues, and a few gems along the way. But then you managed to make your way into the furthest chamber, the largest of the entirety of the cavern, where you saw this large metal sphere suspended by various chains from the ceiling. Having a little bit of fun figuring out the way the chains were bound to this sphere, you decided to release it. And upon doing so, the chamber doors behind you had slammed shut, and you all watched as the sphere came crashing to the ground. And as it did so, it immediately cracked and began to crumble open. And as you stand there in the dark, looking at the center of this object, this monstrosity with various different tendrils slowly begins to rise and hover in front of you. It lets out a horrendous roaring shriek, and I need everybody to roll initiative. Nice. So here in this completely dark chamber, aside from the light sources that I think Perry and Talon were holding in their hands, Ellis, you watch as this creature begins to slowly start to rise up out of the center of this metal sphere, this horrendous sound filling the chamber around you. What do you do?
I smile to myself. And I say, "Oh, Lily, you ever seen this before?" It doesn't matter. I'm gonna smash it, and I would like to rage.
All right, you go into a rage.
Um. Ooh. Do. Guess I'm trying to pay a little bit of attention at where I'm moving here. I still don't know if any of the shits are still going to electric me, but I'm going to try to avoid them anyways here.
Okay.
So gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, and I can hit him from there. Yes.
Yeah, you should be able to rush up onto this massive object as he's slowly now hovering above the ground about a few inches or so. It just seems to be still coming out of the sphere.
Excellent. Oh, I'm also I'm using claws again
You
because those
bet.
are fun. Right. Let's cheat here again. Do I reckless? Of course I do.
Sure, go for it.
Come on, character sheet. Oh no. SS handshake failed.
Ah, that happened to me earlier. You'll have to
What the heck is this?
refresh it.
Refresh the page or my
That
character sheet?
you can try the character sheet first. In the meantime, I
Ugh.
will see if I can click on it for you. So you're doing claws reckless.
Yep, claws reckless.
All right. It's 2 attacks, right?
Yes. Yep, 2 attacks.
Right, yeah. So first attack for 25, which definitely hits, and the second attack, unfortunately, you reach out with your claws and you slash at it twice in this fury of blows. The first one digging deep into its hide, and you watch as a score of blood slashes onto the floor. It lets out a loud howling sound, and as it kind of slowly turns in your direction, the other hand coming across just doesn't seem to make a deep enough impact into its skin as it just kind of scrapes across the surface. But it does take a good chunk of damage as you deal 10 points
That's
of
my
damage.
turn.
Alright. Eva, you watch as Ellis rushes up and begins gouging at it.
Tear it apart, Alice. Oh, no, we're out of inspiration. Yay, end of the adventuring day. There's no inspiration for everyone. Everyone will be very uninspired. Speaking of uninspired, this thing looks like someone shot it out. Vicious smoker.
You bet. That's a wisdom save, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Double check its abilities here. I think that fails.
Ah, take all of 1 damage.
Alright, and it has disadvantage on its next attack, right?
Yeah, that's the point.
And that's psychic damage, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You reach out with your words, piercing through its what you gather might be its senses. It kind of winces in your direction momentarily. Yeah, moving, staying where you are.
I'll stay where I am, that's all I got.
Alright. Oh, it gets advantage, or no, it gets. I did the wrong thing. It gets +5 to wisdom saves. So what did I roll? So that would have been 15. I
Oh,
clicked.
heck.
I'm sorry about that. I clicked on the wisdom, not the wisdom saving throw.
No callbacks, use DM.
My 1 damage.
Sorry about that. Tizio.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up my armor, power that up, and then I'm going to do the lightning launcher at it.
Nice. 11. Okay, so you charge up the lightning launcher from your chest and you shoot out an arc of electricity towards it. It strikes dead on to the center of its torso, but it seems to just kind of ricochet off and spark onto the ground, seemingly unaffected.
This is lightning launcher.
There's a typo.
Sure does. The
Launcher. I didn't even know her.
I'm gonna take a step back and test the to see if the magic stone, whatever, I forgot what they're called here, to see if it still shocks anyone that steps on it. So I'm gonna take a step back to the M.
Okay. Yeah, and as you do so, you step on it. You feel it shift down a little bit from the weight, but it doesn't react or anything. And as you kind of peer around, you know that the words that you guys were stepping on before, they all appear to have gone out and fizzled when this creature slammed into the center of it. Cause there's a big pile of rubble that's kind of like concaved in underneath where the sphere had collapsed onto the ground. It dropped maybe about 20 or so feet.
All right. It looks like it's safe to move around, guys, and that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. As it now begins to come up to a larger hover, roughly about 5 or so feet off the ground, it begins to, you see that the tendrils are actually eye stalks up on the top, and you see that these lashing tentacles are whipping out from below. I'm going to roll a d6. This is towards Talum. So a 1. Okay, so Talum, you see that one of the stalks on the top of his head begins to look directly at you. I need you to make a charisma saving throw. 17, nice. You feel this piercing gaze as it stares you down, and you kind of just close your eyes and shrug it off, not feeling any effect. Ellis? Simultaneously, Ellis, another stalk begins to look at you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Oh, I was about to roll my actual dice. I don't do those. Ooh, natural 20.
Ooh, you guys are starting off good. This one, you see the piercing eye that's just slowly glowing into this brighter red off this eye stalk. It starts to burrow into your mind, and you feel this sense of like fear starting to encompass you, but then you shake it off in the fit of rage. And then swinging around,
Let's look at
Perry. I reroll duplicates. Perry, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Nice, you guys are rolling great. This one seems to be this dark blue eye that starts to look over in your direction, and you feel almost as if your heartbeat is beginning to slow down to the thump, 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 thump. But a moment passes, and you brush it off, and everything seems to return to normal. It is going to go ahead and shift up a little bit as it just kind of slowly begins to hover and get out of your reach. That would provoke an opportunity attack from you, Ellis. 23 definitely hits. As you gouge out at it as it slowly begins to drift out of your view, you see now it's starting to slowly rise further up into the air just to try to assess the situation, but that'll end its turn. Perry.
Perry will call out for Martin. On himself.
Can't even hear him.
Yeah, you're breaking in and out.
Perry casts protection from good and evil and good.
Oh, okay. So you take you kind of grasp onto your holy symbol, and as you do, you feel this warm, reminiscent fire of a forge start to slowly surround your body. What are you? Okay, gotcha.
And then he will move a little closer, right up on him, and that'll be his turn.
Okay. Tell him.
So he floated like 20 feet in the air.
He's about 5 feet in the air right now.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and cast. I'll cast Enlarge on Ellis.
Okay.
And,
So
yeah.
that increases Ellis's size.
What?
And you get extra.
Oh, heck yes.
You all watch now as the Ellis begins to swell in size and grow, towering over the rest of you.
Each of your attacks.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep, you get an extra D4 on your attacks.
And then I'll try to. Is there like any cover from the rubble at all, or anything?
You can certainly try, but there aren't like big chunks of debris. It was almost as if a sledgehammer broke concrete. There's
Okay, gotcha.
bits of debris on the ground.
Well, then I'll just get a little bit of distance, but nothing.
Okay. Calarian.
Move up there. And I'll move here instead.
Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna use my breath.
You're gonna use your breath weapon? Okay.
Yep.
Constitution save or dexterity?
It is Constitution.
Okay. So it takes half, right?
Oh, good, yeah.
Perfect. You all watch now for the first time as Calarian just rushes up and lets out this flurry of it's ice damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This hailing frost just emanates from the center of his his like throat and mouth, and just exhales up in the direction of this beast.
It's not the first time they've seen it.
First time I remember seeing it.
I used it against the fairy dragons at the beginning of the campaign.
Fair enough.
Of course, there's different people around it.
Very true.
I guess Ellis, Eva haven't seen it.
Bonus action.
And we don't.
Okay.
Oh,
Ellis.
wait, I might actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw Hunter's Mark on it.
You bet. It is now marked.
Yep, and that's it.
You got it. Ellis.
Oh man, I'm feeling good. This is. I like. I generally hate magic because it's generally really annoying. But this shit's awesome. So he's going to embrace it full-heartedly and take 2 slashes. This guy, now that he's back in reach, because he's twice his size now. I'm in reach, right?
Well, no, you'd have to get closer to it to be within reach. It moved out of
Wait.
your range.
I moved out of my range. Okay. Boop.
There you go.
Sorry, maybe I'm confused. Did it hover?
It,
Did
it
move out of my horizontal range or my vertical range?
It moved out of your horizontal range. It didn't move. It didn't go vertically yet.
Okay,
It's still
gotcha.
only. It's you right now at your height, looking at it. You're almost about the same height as it. So it's only hovering about 5 feet off the ground. It's still a little bit higher up than you are, but you can
All right,
definitely reach it.
then I would like to use one of my attacks to grapple it.
Ooh. Okay, go ahead and make a uh, athletics or it's an athletics check, I think, for you versus
Yep.
acrobatics or athletics for it. And do you get advantage? You probably
I
do.
do
With my
because I'm
spell, it
raging.
That is
and
Yep.
awesome.
so.
Nice. Okay, so let's see. Not good enough. Yeah, so you currently now, you kind of just reach up with both hands and dig into it as best you can, and you are now holding it. It is currently grappled.
Excellent. And I would like to use. Oh,
It
no, I don't have the second attack feature. I have to use one of the. Okay, so that's just my turn. That's all I
correct.
can
Yeah, it
do.
would be your action to grapple it.
Yeah. I
Nice.
think once you get second attack, you can use an attack action to grapple, right?
If you get
Or is
extra
that a certain
attack,
class feature? Yeah.
when you get the extra attack, you can. It's not an extra action, if I recall correctly.
Okay. I can't. I think there might be a like a fighter class or a barbarian class that can use an attack to grapple.
I'll have to check on that for you.
I can't remember. Okay. An action. I'm good.
But Eva, you see as Ellis kind of rushes over and jumps and leaps onto its space and just tries to grapple and hold on to some of its tendrils and eye stalks.
Hmm. What are the rules for that? What are the rules for a grappled enemy in a ranged attack? That changed it.
If it no, it doesn't change anything for a ranged attack. Melee attacks have advantage.
It just means that he can't fly out of your guys' range.
Okay, I'm not getting a melee range.
No.
I'm gonna give up on insulting it with words and try to insult it with pointy objects. I'm gonna pull out a short bow and take a shot.
Go for it.
Hmm.
Okay, yep, you load up your short bow and you release that first arrow and you watch as it just kind of it impacts on its hide but then just kind of skids off to the side, not seeming to dig in deep enough to penetrate.
Damn it. That's my turn.
Tizio?
You said Ellis is grappled with him, or
Yeah,
am I incorrect on?
you see Ellis's arms and hands are just doing the best it can to hold the creature at bay.
Can I? Is it possible to do fairy? Was it fairy fire? Without hitting Ellis, or no?
I would say no because he's currently like entangled in it, almost sharing a space.
Okay. I figured. I'm going to just make another attack on him.
Nah, man. You can fairy fire.
No.
Go for it. He already has advantage on me because I'm recklessing every turn.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
I have advantage on deck saves. Like,
Yeah, you don't-
just
yeah,
fairy fire me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it then. He's right.
Okay, so it needs to make a dexterity save against 15, right?
Yeah.
No, it fails. Okay, Ellis, go ahead and make a... Oh, you rolled a 21. Nice. So, you now see this burst of fairy embers that start to slowly trickle down into the space and completely cover onto this entity. It's now starting to stick to all different parts of it. It's slowly like glowing brighter than the rest of the room. So it is currently fairy fired.
And I will Oops, what is it? I'm going to 10, 15, 20, 20, 30. I'm going to stand back. I'm going to run over on this side.
All right. Okay. That'll bring us to this creature. Seeing it grappled and the magical energy starting to fill its space, it's just going to go ahead and start swinging at you as it tries to beat you off of it, Ellis. It's going to make 2 attacks. The first one will be with its tentacles. And this has advantage.
No, because I grappled last turn. I didn't use reckless attack,
That's true.
so it doesn't have advantage.
Very true. So this will be a single attack here. 13 will miss. And then it will attempt to bite you. Both miss. And let's see here. Yeah, that's its action, as it currently can't move from its space. So that will end its turn. You can hear it's screeching in a loud fury of anger as it's trying to flail and escape your grasp. Perry.
Yeah, sucker. Yeah, those are scary. Scary numbers.
Perry will take a whack at it.
Yes, go for it. Oof.
It doesn't even need advantage.
Doesn't even need it.
Get some.
Very nice. Is that the crit damage already?
It automatically rolls another d6 or d8 or whatever.
Yeah, it's a yeah.
So 14 points of damage. Nice hit. As you rush up and just slam your warhammer onto its back as it's in the process of fighting with Ellis, it just you see a big smatter of blood as it starts to trickle down from one of its tentacles. It's a good hit.
That's all I got.
Okay. Talum. Your friends seem to have the upper hand.
I will let out a magic missile then.
Alright, what level?
Just level 1.
Alright. 1d4. So 6 points of damage. As you begin to pelt it with arcane energy, striking into its body. You can see that it is looking... It is extremely angry at the situation.
Cool, that's my turn then.
Alright. Calarian.
I'll take a swing at it.
Yes, go for it. With advantage. Nice. Definitely
Alright.
hits.
So I'm also going to throw in a Divine Strike,
Alright.
or Divine Smite. So that's a 2d8 and a 1d6 for Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, you bet. Oof, nice. Another 11 points of damage. Oh yeah. As you strike at it with your longsword, you've ignited with that divine spark as it just lets out this large spout of radiant energy across the tip of your blade, just giving it an extra slash of damage. It cuts in deep.
I have no idea how that rolled. I didn't click it. I don't know what's happening.
Staying where you are. Bonus action.
I don't think I have. Well, this one? No. Nope, that's it.
All right. Ellis, you are currently grappled with this creature.
I am. Can you attack while grappling?
Yes, you can.
Oh, sweet.
but correct me if I'm wrong. If you do attack while you're grappling, I don't think it maintains the grapple.
Based on what it says, the grapple's creature's speed becomes 0. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. The condition ends if the effect removes the grappled creature from the reach of the grappler. So
Okay.
nothing about attacking.
There you go.
Yeah, so I guess the effect of it is like me holding on to one of the eye stalks with one hand and then bringing the other one and just punching it twice with my claws.
You bet. Calarian, was that do you have a second attack or?
No, I just noticed on my character sheet on the attacks and spellcasting there's a global damage modifier thing. I can just check Divine Smite and then attack.
Nice.
It automatically adds the stuff in. So I was just testing that.
Very cool. So as you're grappled with the creature, Ellis, you just slam into it with your claws. Go ahead and make your attacks.
Excellent. This is not reckless, but
Right.
it is an advantage.
Yes, it is. 21 definitely hits. And 18 does hit. Nice. Guys are wailing on this thing. All right, yeah, and as you're up there just kind of like entangled into it, you see that the stalks are trying to like wrap around and fight you back. You just slowly start digging your claws in on both sides and just piercing in through its skin. You can feel its purplish viscous blood starting to pour down your hands.
I'll probably scream like, "Come on, fight me, you hunk of tentacles!" and then that's the end of my turn.
You bet. Eva.
It has fairy fire on it.
Say again?
It still has fairy fire on it. Correct?
Yes.
I'm going to try to shoot it again, but now it's damage.
Yes. 14. You, seeing the creature a little bit better and more illuminated, you strike out with it, but as it's flailing from the claws of Ellis, it just happens to twist out of the way ever so slightly, and the shot just veers off.
That's it for me.
Sorry about that. Staying where you are?
Yeah, I'm staying put.
Okay. Tizio.
Alright. I'm gonna take another shot at him and aiming right for his eye.
Okay. Whew, nice hit. You send another bolt of electricity just veering straight over Calarian and Perry's heads, and it arcs and strikes into the center of this body. Why does it roll damage twice?
It didn't.
The first attack every turn
I
gets an
gotcha.
extra d6.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
herp derp. So it dealt 6 points of lightning damage.
Plus 8. It dealt 14.
And
Nice.
with a bonus, so that'll be it.
All right, nice job. Now, as the creature is flailing violently, it is going to go ahead, and you watch now as 2 of the stalks look directly at you, Ellis. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
You have advantage.
Nice. And then I need you to make a intelligence saving throw.
Oh, that's my weak spot.
12. No, that unfortunately fails. So you first watch as your body begins to seize up slowly as you feel this similar feeling of force try to rip you off of the body and move you, almost similar to when Talam had pulled you earlier. But then you hold on as best you can, and you're unable to dodge out of the way of this sickish purplish light that just seems to cover your entire body. You take 22 points of psychic damage.
That's not too bad. I'm resistant to psychic, so I take 11.
And then the third is going to look directly at you, Calarian. Nope, reroll. I need you to make a charisma saving throw for me. Do you get advantage on it?
No, I just still had a toggle from last time.
No problem. So you feel almost sick to your stomach momentarily, and currently you have disadvantage on your attack rolls for the next minute. And even though it is grappled, I believe it can still move half of its movement.
Grappled, its speed is 0.
Correct.
Okay. Then it will stay where it is. Perry.
Perry's gonna whack it again.
You get advantage.
All right. Oh, so close. It's pretty good though.
Nice. Yeah, 24 definitely hits, and you lunge back at it again with another heavy force of your warhammer. You guys can see now that it seems to be thrashing and flailing even more violently than it was a moment ago. It's taking a lot of damage. Bonus action, movement.
I'll stay up here. I don't have any bonus action wise, so I'm good.
All right, Talon.
I'll just launch a firebolt at it then.
Go for it. 23, twice. Yeah, it hits. 6 points of fire damage. Nice. And you can see now that it is beginning to get pelted from all sides. It is bleeding profusely. Staying where you are?
Sure.
Okay. Calarian.
Swing at it again. How's it looking?
It's looking pretty beat up, actually. It's has a lot of blood dripping onto the floor underneath it, but is still violently trying to escape.
And it still has fairy fire on it, right?
It is still illuminated.
Okay. That's...
So these attacks would be a straight roll for you.
Oh, okay.
Because you had disadvantage from the eye stalk, but you have advantage from the fairy fire.
Okay. I mean, then it would still be just 22 then.
Yeah, 22 definitely hits.
And then +1 from Hunter's Mark.
Yep.
And do I get to re-roll the saving throw?
At the end of your turn, yes. Make a charisma saving throw. Nope. Still feel a little adverse in your overall essence. You just feel a little unsteady.
Cap.
Ellis.
Already, I was saying it's starting to get tired, and I'm getting like, man, it's so close to dead already, but I'll keep smacking it. Right. First
22.
one.
Yeah, it definitely hits.
Second one. And then these for my enlarge.
6 points, yeah.
I forgot to roll them the last 2 times. So.
9, 10. How do you want to do this?
Yes! I'll probably just, like, after taking psychic damage, after it looked me in the eye, I would probably think to myself, I shouldn't be looking at it. So I just close my eyes, and then while it's in my grasp in one hand, I just punch it, and then punch it, and then punch it. And then, like, I don't know. I guess I eventually noticed that it stops hovering.
Yeah, and you all watch now as Ellis has been grappled into it for dear life. He's just constantly like Hulk smashing on the top of this creature, and with every successive slam, like 1 foot, 2 foot, three, he just continuously pounds it until it now rests motionlessly on the ground at your guys' feet. And you can all see now that Ellis is his towering figure just standing over this lifeless monstrosity.
Well, I think it's dead, Alice.
Oh yeah, look at that. Woo! Oh man. Hey, this enlarged thing, y'all should make me this way next time I'm in the arena. This shit's awesome.
How long does he
I miss-
stay that way?
A minute.
You wanna? Did the door open, or should we have Ellis work on that while he's nice and big?
The door is not opened.
Ellis, you wanna try to get the door open with your large
Door
self?
open? What door?
The large metal double doors that was at the center or the entrance of the chamber that sealed shut on you when you entered and released this entity.
Sure, as I still have a large up, I guess I'll just run at it and try and headbutt the door.
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check.
With advantage.
23. You rush into it and you ram it in with your shoulder, and you can feel your weight slam into it. You can see that the exterior of the edges of this metal seem to kind of creak in just a little bit, but it didn't seem to have an effect.
No, boys, in my big state, with all that rush, I'm not sure this door is going to open with brute strength. Except I probably sound like this when I'm enraged. I don't know if that door will open with my brute strength.
And as he says that, you all watch now as the Ellis's form begins to slowly shrink back down to his normal size.
And my pincers recede back in, since my rage would end this time too, so.
Can I walk the perimeter, see if there's any secret doors or anything?
Make an investigation check or perception, your choice. Okay. As you take a few minutes to kind of scour around the edges of the room, stepping over the large, heavy pieces of chain link that were detached from this sphere and had fallen to the ground, stepping over, scouring the walls, you do notice that in the bottom left corner, a very faint, what's the right word? Lining of sorts. It just seems to be just so ever slightly different texture, and it almost appears as if there's some kind of crevice or something between this room and then possibly another.
I'll call the party over, see if they have any ideas. I found something. You guys want to come help me see if we can get out of here?
Yeah.
You sound super muffled to me. Is it possible you're...
I'll see if I can fix it.
That was all. It's the same here. Getting waffled.
Can I check out the... Did the body disappear of the creature or anything like that?
No, it is sitting there as a hunking mass of death.
I don't expect it to have like any items or gold or anything like that, but can I, like, I guess take a look at them, see if any like marks or like brandings or anything like that from whoever may have trapped him in there or something?
Make an investigation check.
Very difficult.
Is that better?
You do sound better.
Sounds good to me.
Yes.
You don't see any markings or brandings of any sort. As you get closer to this creature, this entity, whatever it may be, um, you're slowly trying to observe it as best you can, and you can see that there are at least 6 or so different eye stalks, and they're all slowly still now in the process of closing shut. As its life begins to leave its body, the tendrils or tentacles at the base of the creature seem to fall limp and still. Um, you do notice after a moment of kind of walking around this creature, you can see that there appears to be 2 faint slits or openings on the sides from its central eye. And after a few moments, you watch as this small larva-like substance slowly begins to work its way out of its ear canal, for lack of a better idea of what it could possibly be, and kind of just slumps there on the ground, slowly moving.
Smash it.
Okay. Um, yeah, you kind of rush over to it. You stomp your foot onto it, and it lets out this disgusting squish sound as a purplish liquid begins to slowly seep from its body. It's now moving lifeless.
You know, we could have tried to speak to it.
Or study it.
What was that?
Or study it. You know, something
Oh.
where you kind of put thought in. Just never mind.
It didn't happen to have like a key inside of its little baby child, did it?
You can roll a perception check if you like, but I mean, you kind of take a look. You take a look under Calarian's boot and kind of poke at it a little bit. You're not seeing anything that looks like a key or anything.
I want to smash it a few more times just to be sure.
The squish sound continues as the viscous begins to slowly adhere to the bottom of your boot.
I'm just gonna look at the group and just go trust.
I don't want to ruin your smashing spree here,
And but do you think maybe some of this may be worth something to someone? Like it is. I've never seen or heard of such a creature before. Maybe taking some of the tendrils and selling it off to someone or something. Like any value in that?
I have no idea. Well, I mean, I suppose would it throw a history check? Did I have any clue?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a history check.
I mean, some people eat octopus. I'm sure some would be willing to eat it.
Probably don't want to eat this.
Well, it could be a
Have I ever met that Dragonborn magician guy yet?
What do you mean? Oh, the bookkeeper?
Yeah. I don't think I've actually met him yet.
I mean, you've seen him in the street. I don't think you've ever introduced yourself to him.
Okay. Do I know what he's done or what he does for a profession?
If Talum probably have told you in passing what he did because he went and worked for him for a couple days.
Okay. So if I have that kind of knowledge, I could tell them, you could butcher it and see if he knows anything.
Yeah, I would say that, I mean, you're not entirely sure what this creature is, but just instinctually, you look at it and it just, this seems like some kind of abhorrent nightmare that does not deserve to exist. And you feel quite relieved in the back of your mind that it is now no longer living.
I don't want to like press on too much, but does Lily say anything after I kill it?
No, she doesn't. I'd say you reach out. What do you try to reach out to her, or
Sure, yeah. I guess I might just in my head like reach out to her and ask like, "Hey, did you see this thing I just killed? It looks like something we've seen before. Do you recognize it?"
there's a moment of pause, and the familiar voice of Lily kind of creeps into your mind, and she says, "While it has similar physiology to some monstrosities that might roam, I could not say that I've ever seen such a beast before. Clearly it was very powerful, and thankfully you and your friends were able to subdue it so quickly."
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way.
"Thank your friends, that your strength came from within."
Yeah, okay. Go away. I'm just standing there nodding to myself. That's all.
Yep. So you guys get the feeling that down in this bottom corner appears to be some kind of
Oh, neighbor, some fucking asshole.
thing that doesn't make sense.
That.
So you said it was like a slit with a different texture kind of thing?
Yeah, so for about 10 feet of this wall, the texture feels it feels very similar. The wall looks very smooth, but it you with that roll that you had, it appears that this is some kind of false wall. You get the sense that there's something hidden behind.
Oh. Is there like a latch I can feel for or anything?
Nothing visibly that you can see on this side.
And it's solid?
Yes.
Interesting.
I'll take out my crowbar and try and see if I can prop it open.
Sure. Yeah. Grab your crowbar and you kind of wedge it into the crack that Talon points out. Go ahead and make a strength check. This is be with advantage with the crowbar, I believe.
Sorry, hopefully it's gonna go through here. Roll 20. Looks like roll 20 is acting up for me.
Yeah. It's been a little crazy for everybody today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to refresh this.
Is it loading for you?
Maybe my browser.
I'm not sure. All my windows just kind of went blank right now. So
Sure.
if you want to roll for me, by all means, feel free.
You bet.
I don't get
Any pluses to strength whatsoever.
Yeah, so I rolled a 19. Nice. Guys are rolling hot today. Yeah, and so with that, actually, you can see that they're in the center of this 10-foot space. As Tizio kind of like jams the crowbar into the center of this crack in between, he starts to pry with the crowbar, and you can actually hear something snap on the other side. and then a the wall itself almost appears as like a door or something, and it starts to swing inward towards the room where you guys are before it falls off its hinges onto the ground. You guys seemingly have broken it by bending it the wrong way. And you can see before you a small chamber, maybe about 10 feet wide or so, that has a single corridor that leads up a stairwell.
So now we have 2 stairwells. Oh wait, we can't go back because the door's locked in the middle.
Yeah, let's go. Only one way to go.
Only one way forward, I guess. Can I take a look for traps real quick?
Sure. Are you trying to do it quickly or make a perception check? Yeah. To the best you can tell, it seems pretty safe.
Onwards we go, I guess.
Okay. So as you all start to funnel into this smaller chamber off to the side, and you begin to traverse your way up the stairs, I would say, Eva, you would be the first one to recognize the sound of something falling, almost like a rock being dropped and then hitting stone from below as you guys are walking up this staircase. And it begins to echo off the sides of the walls.
Where did it come from? Behind us or forward?
It sounds like it's coming from up here somewhere.
Did you all hear that?
Did we hear that?
After she kind of points it out, you all can stop and take a moment and listen, and after maybe about 20-30 seconds or so, you hear another ka-ch, ka-ch.
There's definitely something.
Can I take a look at any of the what we're stepping at or anything like that? If it's triggered anything?
Like a trap or something like that we didn't notice.
Make a perception check. You take a moment to kind of look behind you, look around at the stairs. Nothing seems to be like depressed or some kind of indicator of a trap.
And is it getting louder or anything? Or?
I mean, as you guys kind of encroach up the stairs, it sounds like it's getting louder. And then as you guys kind of reach the plateau of the stairs where it kind of levels off, you can see what appears to be a very long rope bridge. And obviously this bridge is not to scale with what you guys see, but you can see before you what appears to be two long ropes that run straight across, right? And then you can see that they are kind of bound together by another single rope, almost making like a V shape, going straight across into darkness.
I would probably fly my bat across just to see if there's anything interesting.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
You should probably have
Also check what's down below.
Oh, I don't know why I rolled twice. 16.
You fly your bat across. I need your bat to make a strength saving throw for me.
Interesting. Okay. Strength saving throw. That's not going to go well.
14. Okay. So, as you send your bat across, just looking out as it goes, you can see that this rope extends very far. And suddenly and without your control, your bat begins to get immediately pulled upward towards the ceiling before it slams into the ceiling above, about maybe 30 or so feet up.
Well, with his 1 hit point, I'm sure he's very alive.
Yeah, probably not.
Dang it.
Two times dead.
And with that, you like, as your bat's going across, like you know the sensation of being able to control it. You feel like it lost control, like something was yanking it out of your reach, and it kind of gets pulled up at tremendous speed and slams into the ceiling before poof, pops out of existence.
How far across the bridge was this?
You got maybe about 20, 30 feet or so before it got yanked up.
So, guys, there's some sort of weird funkiness with the gravity going on. My bat just got pulled into the ceiling like it was falling up. About 20 feet down the bridge.
How high is the ceiling here?
Make a perception check. Taking a look out without kind of getting onto the rope bridge, like you're able to see that the ceiling is maybe about 30 or so feet up from where you guys are currently standing on this platform, and you can see that there are various different stalactites that are just jutting out from various locations upon the ceiling. Kind of looking down, it's a little harder to see the bottom. You guesstimate maybe it's just at the edge of your range you can see faintly what appears to be more stalagmites jettisoning up from the bottom.
They got somewhat spiky ceiling. That's right, when I fall into it.
So is there a way around the gravity shift thing? Could we use like ropes or something?
Hold on to the bridge.
Should we like tie ourselves to the bridge?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like, I don't know, make loose knots. That way we can still move across. I don't know, I'm straight smarts, you know?
Maybe like a slip knot that tightens as you pull on it, kind of thing.
Yeah, like if we get sent flying up, it tightens and stops us.
Yeah.
I don't know, how loose is the bridge? Will the bridge just go up with us and get smashed?
So does
Well,
it?
if it's not being taken up right now, I guess it's not under the same effects or something.
Does it look like the bridge is like peaking in the middle, kind of thing? Like
So
something's pulling it up.
the best way without it's hard for me to draw this. So you have a single piece of rope to step on, and then it kind of there are these additional ropes that go out to the sides, and then they're all connected like this for holding on to.
So it's
Looks
like
like a
a
rope course.
gymnastics, like a rope course.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
So-
we can't tie a rope around it because they'll just hit the crossing ropes and move it to go very far.
Right. There are
Ropes don't
knots
look like
along
they're-
the way.
Ropes don't look like they're under the same gravity effect.
You take a look out across the expanse. The bridge does not seem to be moving or anything.
Maybe we could just climb along the bottom, kind of?
Maybe.
Yeah, the only other way I can think it is hold on really tight. Or else we'll have to, like, getting across will take forever. Unless any of you have, like, what are those climbing things called?
Pittons. I
The
think.
clips. Like the little metal clips.
Oh, carabiners. I think.
Yeah.
Eva, as you
Yeah.
guys are standing there, discussing this, you're kind of looking out into the vast darkness, and you see something fall down, and then about maybe 30 or so seconds later, something fall up,
Oh,
and
in the same area?
it's in a couple different areas actually. It's making that clack sound
So that
that you've
noise,
been hearing.
that noise that we heard is there are things falling down, and also up.
So I guess if we time it right, it might not be a problem. Does the timing seem pretty regular if we watch it for a couple cycles?
Make a perception check. Yeah, actually, and Eva, as your eyes kind of adjust more into the darkness, you can see what appears to be some kind of a number of these little four-legged creatures or something that just you watch as one kind of falls down into darkness and out of sight, and then as it kind of flies back past the rope and lands on the ceiling, you can see it skitter across. It almost kind of looks like some kind of like membrane or something that is moving on its own before it releases from the ceiling and falls back down.
I think they're alive. There's some kind of animal in here.
Can you try to hit it with your bow?
Say hi to it. We don't have to shoot everything.
Does it seem like they're all up at the same time and all down at the same time? Like the thing
Yes.
that's down the okay.
Yes. Yeah, you're seeing maybe about 10 or 15 of them. And as they kind of skitter along the ceiling and weave in and out between the stalactites, then they all just suddenly just drop down into darkness below.
And is that regular? Like, is it like seem about the same time?
You gather maybe about every 30 seconds or so.
Have about a half a minute. Try to run across, and then if it shifts on us, just hold on tight to the rope until it goes back the other direction.
Close your eyes and run.
How long is the rope?
It's pretty far from what you can see at this distance. It definitely extends out past 60 feet.
Oh,
You're not entirely sure how far it goes across.
I mean, I'm a decently dexterous person, but what, 30 seconds to clear that bridge? That's feel like that'd be hard for the rest of y'all's. I mean, for the rest of yous, Southern.
I mean, if there's gaps between the weirdness, we could always stop there, but I don't know if we could tell that from here.
Just try that or look for another way.
So what do you guys do?
Should we just go for it?
Do we have anything else that can get us through the door? No, I don't suppose you could shrink it again.
Nope. I mean, I guess we could take a nap here for couple hours. I don't know what time it is. If we rested, I could get some spells back.
DM, as soon as the stuff starts falling down, can I just like try and run across?
You certainly may try. You kind of wait for a few seconds, and as you make a perception check. Okay, nice roll. Yeah, you kind of stare out as hard as you can, and you wait and listen for the skittering to stop. And then as it does, you can hear like the faint whoosh of something kind of billowing past your peripheral. And as you do, you kind of just full on like just dash across. Is that what you're trying to do?
I mean, like, carefully. I don't want to fall off, but
Okay.
yeah, I want to like nimble my way across this bridge.
Okay, so I'd say this would probably be you moving at half speed. Go ahead and roll an acrobatics check for me.
Ah, shit.
Just as you, the speed in which you go determines the DC. So the slower you go, the
Okay.
easier the DC. Nice. Yeah. So you all watch as just Els kind of brushes past all of you, and as soon as these things start falling, you start making your way across the rope bridge, and you're feeling it sway in the motion as you're going through. You're getting maybe about 30, 40 feet out. Nothing yet. You keep going 40, 50. And then all of a sudden, you start feeling your body, your feet begin to lift up from under you. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Nice. And you watch as literally your feet on their own just begin to lift up from behind you, and now you're in this handstand kind of position holding onto these ropes, but your feet are pulling towards the ceiling, but you're still holding on strong. You kind of wait, you kind of stay there, and you wait for about 20 or so seconds, and then all of a sudden your feet immediately become crashing back down onto this rope. I need you give me 1 second. As it does, you can hear just from above as this slimy, very tiny looking creature just swoops down, and as it does, it's flying past you at tremendous speed, and you can watch as its small little talons begin to try to reach out and grab at you, and as they do, they kind of pierce into your skin, giving you 5 points of slashing damage as they fall past. Thankfully not grabbing onto you as it seemingly wanted to reach out and grab you. It just managed to scrape on by.
Little fucker.
But for the moment, your feet are on the rope.
I keep going.
Yeah. Are you trying to pick up the pace or go at the same speed?
Same speed.
Okay. So you continue on now, having a good steady pace on the rope, and you're getting your senses pretty decent with the balance of this thing. You're going another 30, 40, 50 feet now. You feel like you've gone almost 100. I need you to make another strength saving throw.
Jesus. Okay. Does it roll?
Most of you cannot see Ellis anymore. None of you can see Ellis anymore. He is now out of your guys' vision. Nice roll. Yeah, and once again, you kind of feel that timing of it, and you this time, loop your arms tighter around the rope, and you maintain your body stationary and upright. And as you do, you can see that these creatures now, instead of just one whizzing past you, 3 or 4, but you kind of curl into a ball as best you can as they zoom right by. You hold on as long as you can, and then you can feel the tension that's pulling you up towards the ceiling start to slowly recede, and gravity seems to right itself, and as it does, I need you to make, let's see, hold on one second. Nope, it's just going to make 2 attacks on you this time. As now 2 creatures swing past you. That one misses, and that one misses. This time you're kind of waiting for it, and you watch as now instead of just one trying to swipe at you, there seems to be 2. The numbers seem to be increasing. But you're able to just kind of move your body, and you all watch that as you're standing there on the platform, as it kind of shakes and quivers, but you don't see anything going on. There's a pause of silence there, Ellis, as you stand there on the rope.
I feel like I'm no turning back, so I keep going.
Absolutely. And thankfully within short order too, that last little jaunt of yours as you make your way finally across to the other side. Make one last well, actually, you don't have dark vision, do you?
Nope.
So you were doing this probably extremely slow because you were out
I
of the
handed
light.
him a ball bearing.
Fair.
With a torch.
Okay. I just had to ask. Okay, so you make your way across now, and you're not entirely sure how far it was, but now you're starting to see the end of this rope bridge, and you can see what appears to be solid ground, and you make your way over there, seemingly safe for the moment.
Can I take a quick look around me just to make sure there are no monsters that are going to push me over the edge?
Make a perception check. 9. Relatively quiet from what you can see. Nothing of immediate threat.
I will turn back towards the bridge and just yell, "Yeah, it's really freaking long, you guys. I could have died. I don't know how to get back. Maybe I'll try and find like a way to turn off the gravity thingy. If that's even possible."
You all hear from across the cavern echoing a faint mumbling of words. You guys can all make a perception check, see who can determine what he said. It's kind of hard with it echoing and bouncing. Okay. Tizio, Talum, you guys vaguely make out enough to kind of put together that it sounds like Ellis is still alive, and something about possibly turning off whatever's doing this. What do you guys do?
I'll yell back, "Good luck." So, when Ellis was first attacked, did we see one of those creatures attack him, or was he already out of view?
He was just barely in view. So yeah, you saw something slash out at him, a small bit of crimson.
Also, if I'm carrying my own light orb, make it a lot easier for them to see further.
Say again?
If I'm carrying my own light orb, wouldn't that make it a lot easier for them to see past their distance?
I mean, they would be able to, within, reason, I'd say, after about maybe the 90-foot mark or so, the darkness kind of overtakes the light source that you're emanating.
Oh, really?
Like, it's radial, doesn't just shine out indefinitely.
Fair enough. Like a torch would.
I'd say a torch would be brighter than the... Well, no, I mean, it's the light spell and the torch are the same.
Okay.
But you kind of look back and you see, and you don't see the torch that they're holding on that side.
Interesting. Do I get the sense that it's like magical dark?
You can make an Arcana check. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Like,
What's up?
Fuck, dark. This is darkness. What am I talking about?
Yep. How do magnets work? You're just
I
not
guess I'll
entirely sure.
What am I saying? I will start looking around for like a lever or some shit.
Okay. Yeah. Make an investigation check for me. Nice. Taking a little bit of time to search the upper platforms and the stairs and heading back down towards the base of the stairs, you actually do notice that prior to, at the very base of the stairs at the bottom, you do notice that there is a unlit sconce that is just kind of up against the wall. And as you kind of like look at it and compare it to the rest of the hallway, there's nothing else in this hallway other than this empty sconce. And as you kind of like investigate and take a look at it closer, you just blatantly pull on it. And as you do, you can hear a faint click in the distance. And that faint tapping sound of what you now kind of recognize as like claws or talons hitting stone seems to stop after a while.
I think I'll walk back to the edge and just yell across. I did it! You can come across!
do we no longer notice the weird membrane things flying by?
It, yeah, I'd say after a certain amount of time, you've picked up the rhythm of it, and you now notice that they have stopped doing so. You can still hear faint skittering, but you're not sure if it's coming from above or below. It seems to be echoing all throughout the room.
How long has it been since the fight, would you say?
With Ellis crossing this rope and everything, it's probably been about 20 minutes, maybe a little more.
Harry, without any. After seeing Ellis make it, hesitation will run across as well. Martin, guide me! As he casts guidance before running across.
Okay, so you're just full on running?
Yeah. Following suit, whatever.
I'm just trying to take your time to go across. Make a acrobatics check for me.
Yeah, of course, I switch computers and now my shit's not working. Well, I have a +2 deck, so I'll just roll 20.
Sure.
11.
Plus a d4.
Yep. 13.
Okay. It's a little more difficult for you to make your way across. It's going to take you a little bit longer just because your height versus the length of the rope, it's harder for you to reach out and grab both sides well. And so you're having a more difficult time working your way across, but you'll manage to do it slowly eventually. Probably after maybe a good, we'll say 5 minutes or so of navigating across, you make your way across. You see Ellis is just kind of standing there in the darkness.
Well, you made that look difficult.
Yeah, well, when I was going across, the gravity was weird as shit, so don't you even start making fun of me.
guess I'll follow Perry across since he seemed to do it okay.
Okay, make a acrobatics check. Okay. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. So, as you kind of look out and gauge, Perry Ellis, you guys kind of figure you guys have traveled maybe about 130, 140 feet. You start working your way across Talum,
Yep.
and you slip, and you immediately instinctively try to grab onto this rope. And Ellis and Perry, you guys can see all of a sudden the rope starts to bungee up and down like an elastic band of some sort, and you start to fall, Talum.
Cool.
Okay.
You think he's doing, Barry? He's doing good.
It's a d6 per 10. Okay. You take 18 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are knocked prone as you fall about 50 feet to the bottom of this cavern.
Cool.
You all can hear echoing out this loud yelling scream as you see Talum falling down below.
Do we see him falling, or do we just hear the screaming?
You hear him scream. You saw the rope kind of bounce around and then slowly get still. You don't know. I mean, you can kind of gather it was Talum.
A big thud, maybe.
Guess
Yeah.
he didn't do too hot.
Hey, Talum, you alright down there?
Not really.
Well, you answered at least.
Hey, watch out for the skittering things.
Make a perception check. As he says this, you can distinctly hear a large number of skittering things a decent distance away, but you gather that they heard the yell, they heard the fall, and they may be coming towards you.
Large number?
Large number. If you had to guesstimate at a quick guess, maybe 6. You're not sure.
I'll whack one of my fireballs at them.
You currently don't see them.
Well, I'll get ready to whack a fireball in case unless somebody rescues me before they swarm me.
So, what are you guys doing?
I will
Do
very
shit.
carefully go out onto the rope.
I throw like a torch down. Just
Okay.
top.
I mean, I have light. I have my ball bearing. Since you took the torch, I recast light.
Oh, you're good. Okay.
So I can see. It's just like...
Yeah, and so I can see him. So I'm going to work along the rope bridge and try to get to above where he is. And then I've got rope. I'm just going to try and tie it off and drop it down so he can climb up.
Okay, make a athletics check for me.
You want
I was gonna.
You want the acrobatics first?
Say again?
Do you want the acrobatics for crossing the bridge?
Yes. And what were you going to do, Tizio?
Can I follow Ava? Because obviously I have to help out as well.
Okay, make a athletic or acrobatics check for me. Okay, thankfully you guys are both able to navigate this together. DC's a little higher because you're both on it at the same time, but you kind of work your way out the bridge, maybe about 50 or so feet, and you can see the light source down below. of Talum just standing there, kind of looking up into the darkness. He doesn't see you. You start affixing the rope to what? To the bottom of the rope, or to some one of yourselves?
Yeah, no, not to one of us. I think to the bottom of the rope so that you could just climb up onto the bridge again.
Okay. After a few moments, Talum, you see a rope just fall down in front of you.
How
It's dangling. It's hitting the bottom. It's a little bit of slack at the bottom.
how far along the bridge have we come?
About 40, 50 feet.
I don't really climb well, but
Give us a minute to get across before you start climbing.
sure, I definitely have a minute.
Yeah, well, we're not in a great place either.
Eva and Tizio, the two of you, as you're kind of out in the center of this bridge, you can hear the skittering sounds of like something clawing and digging their way across the rocks, extremely close to the group of you.
Whoops. That
Are
was
they
an
within
accident.
my light yet?
Say again.
Are they within light yet?
The creatures, no. They're almost parallel with Eva and Tizio. You see a number of them begin to leap out into your direction.
Oh hell, we'll stay put. Just climb, Talon.
Give me 1 second. Yeah. So, you both watch as at least 4 out of these like 6 or 7 entities try to swipe at you as they just leap off the sides of the walls and try to slash at you. This will be towards Tizio. So one will hit. Then the second one towards Eva. Terrible. So
Wait, they're jumping
Tizio,
it up.
they're leaping off the wall and trying to grab at you.
Oh, I thought they were coming for me. This is relieving.
They were coming towards you, and then they saw 2 other individuals. But guess what? Tizio, you will take.
I'm the only one that gets hit. Yeah.
Yeah, you get hit for 8 points of slashing damage by one of these 4 creatures, and then you watch as they start diving into darkness.
Can I start taking shots at them as well?
Yeah, go ahead and make attacks. You can both try to swing at one as you.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything on this way.
Yeah,
Eva's just going to yell, "Shit! Weird things!" and start climbing across the bridge.
Okay. So make one more athletics check for me, Eva, as you're trying to rush past Tizio.
But I was in front. I shouldn't be going past this guy.
Are you trying to take your time, or are you trying to rush?
I will continue moving at a slow pace. Right? She's not going to start running.
Okay. So it's going to take you some time, but you are able to continue making your way across. You get hung up a little bit trying to get around Tizio.
I don't think I'm getting around Tizzy. I was on the rope first. I'm headed to the other end. I'm headed
Correct.
to Ella.
You were on the rope first. You're right. Tizio, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, you said I can make an attack, but I wasn't sure. Can I, obviously, like, I kind of hear them coming, like, at a distance. Can I take, like, a range shot at them, or, like, would it be, like, a melee attack?
This would be either which one, because they're diving past you. You can either wait till they hit you, or as they're diving past.
Yeah, once they, like, if they hit me and, like, you said they were, like, kind of, like, skittering back off type thing, I'd like to just do a range attack on them.
Okay. Is this a single
So
target?
either before,
there's like
yeah.
a swath of like 6 or 7. So you go ahead and
Correct. Yeah. No.
yeah, go ahead and try to hit one. You'll be able to hit one if you're doing a single target before they kind of dive out of sight. 12 just hits. All right, and you watch as one kind of like gets singed, and as it kind of Talum, you can see like this arc of lightning coming from above, as you see one of them get singed with a streak of lightning and just kind of starts tumbling off into the darkness. But you could see at least 5 or 6 of them now are just kind of like l- catching onto the opposite wall and continuing to skitter down. What are you doing?
Well, I want to hit them all with a fireball.
With a fire bolt?
Ball.
Oh, you're launching a fireball up in the air.
Like at them.
Okay, you can certainly do that. So this is a dexterity saving throw for each of them.
I have no idea how the necklace works.
Yeah. So you rip off the remaining
Just one of them.
small. Well, there's only the one bead on there left, I believe.
It says it has 2 on the handout.
There you go. So you rip off one of the 2 beads and you kind of throw it up in the distance at them now that you can see that. I would say Eva, Tizio, and these creatures all need to make dexterity saving throws.
I
They
thought you
are
said they were on
literally
the opposite wall.
so here's the thing. They were parallel with them when they tried to leap across and slash at them. So they leapt across the rope bridge, landed on the opposite wall.
Isn't the room like?
The
wide?
cavern itself is deep. Hold on, I'll give you a visual.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I just didn't realize that it was that narrow. Like I wasn't trying to hit my.
Yeah, so this is like this, right? The rope bridge is up here. You're down here. Eva's on here. They were here, and they leapt across. Like that. The cavern's not
Sure,
wide, it's just deep.
Well, okay. Are they approaching me or are they
Yeah,
staring up?
they're coming down towards you, but at that moment you had said you were throwing a fireball. So if you're going to
Oh.
throw a fireball at a 20-foot radius, it's going to hit this.
Well, I thought they were lower. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. I mean, I guess I hit everyone then if I threw it in that moment.
I mean,
I
well,
don't know.
now that you can kind of assess, what are you doing?
I mean, I would have waited till they got closer, but
Okay.
it's not a big deal.
It's hard to throw a fireball in a tight enclosure like this without hitting somebody. So either you might just barely be in range or they're going to be in range. You need to pick one.
Well, I can't survive a fireball, so I guess I'm hitting my friend.
Okay. So Eva's a little further away, so she probably out of it because she already started moving. So Tizio, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Exactly.
And then I need to roll dexterity saving throws for
Tizio
those
saves.
guys. Nice.
It's DC 15.
Yes. Their dex is a 2. Do they get any bonuses? No. Fail. Succeed. Succeed. Fail. 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 So 2 succeed, the rest fail. Oh man. I need to look up how much rope can take for damage. 2 hit points. Okay. So, here's what happens. 27 points of damage total. Half, that's 13. 13 is still enough to destroy these guys anyway. So, thankfully, you launch this fireball. Kalarian, you're still on the back end of the platform. You kind of, and all of you can see this now as this roaring bursts of fire just erupts from the center of this chamber, and it completely illuminates the entire area. The rope and Tizio become engulfed in this roaring flame, and you can watch as these small brain-like creatures begin to start falling off one by one and scatter burnt onto the ground. Tizio, you're holding onto the rope as you just barely cover yourself as best you can in your armor, but as you look up, the rope is like singed extremely badly. What are you doing? You can tell it's like about to snap.
Do I see the other side or no?
Not at the moment, no. Well, if the chamber was lit up, yeah, you could see maybe about 8 or so feet out, the other end.
Uh,
What are you doing?
I'm going to, because I'm very badly injured at this point. Say it's about 80 or so. I'm gonna take my. I'm gonna try and move as far as I can, and take my action as far as I can as well, which would be with my armor.
Mm-hmm.
My move increases by 5, I believe it is. So,
So 70 feet?
yeah, 70 feet.
Sure.
If am I able to make it across at that point? I'm assuming no.
I,
Um,
I'll say this: make enough.
or like at least try to. I
Make
don't know if
make
a
an
dive
acrobatics
would go
check.
for it.
Make an acrobatics check.
Because if it's not enough, I do have something else I was going to do. That's why.
Yeah, so you start rushing as quickly as you can to get across. As you can tell now that this rope does not appear like it's going to last very long. So you start rushing. You shout out towards Eva, "Hey, get out!" And she saw this blast of fire come from behind. Um, Eva, what are you doing in the moment? Are you just kind of rushing too?
Where am I?
You are maybe about 30 or so feet in front of Tizio. You watch this blast encompass him, and then you watch as he starts trying to like rush forward towards you. Like the rope is now rocking heavily back and forth as he's just full out sprinting.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to move as quickly as feels safe, and I'm also gonna prepare. If I think the rope is gonna snap,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna prepare to just grab onto one of these ropes if we're gonna end up swinging in one direction or another.
Okay, so go ahead and make a acrobatics check for me. Okay, so the two of you begin rushing as fast as you can. Tizio, make a strength save for me, as the center of this rope where this blast occurred is now snapped, and you guys are about to be in free fall. Yeah, that's not enough. Eva, or I would get you have a reaction. You watch as like Tizio's catching up to you at a full sprint, and you're already like holding onto this rope as tight as you can, moving towards the bridge, and you watch as it gives out from underneath Tizio's feet, and he's now starting to like plunge with the rope. At the same time, Tizio, you see, or Talum, you see that the rope that was dangling in front of you is just quickly falling to the ground.
Cool.
Kalarian, what are you doing in the meantime?
Watching the action.
You're still on this side of the bridge. That is now you see that it is like collapsing.
Run!
Um, I don't know. I don't really have any good options. Really. Fuck it. Try and sprint.
You're trying to run across?
Sure.
I would say that you probably would.
Recommend that.
No, you would have seen that the rope has already snapped and like the bridge is starting to collapse inward. So you would know that
Oh,
trying
okay.
to run
It's
across the bridge would
literally
be,
falling right now.
yeah, like you
Valerian
see it
leaps
falling.
into the chasm.
Yeah, I'll save you. Entangle. Let's see.
I think he just clicked that on accident.
Yeah, I was trying to think of ways to like keep the bridge afloat, but that's not gonna work.
That's- Could be a way to make some kind of makeshift rope ladder.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think you would have to have some rule of cool there.
So, here's the scenario. Tizio, you are falling. Eva, he's close enough for you to attempt to make a strength check to try to grab him as you are holding onto this rope. If that's what you want to do.
I'll try to do that.
Okay.
It's not gonna. This is gonna be rough.
So make a strength saving throw. Oh.
Ha! It's my first roll over 10, I think.
So luckily, Tizio, as you're in this full kind of run and jump, Eva looks back to you as you kind of like scream out, just in a fever of oh shit moment, and Eva just instinctively just kind of reaches back while holding onto this rope, and in that swinging momentum just grabs onto your gauntlet, and you both come swinging straight into the wall at the opposite end. You guys are now holding onto this rope that is now dangling. You're about 30 feet up from the bottom of the floor. You're only about 20 feet from the floor itself, but you're dangling about 30 feet from the top of the rope.
Eva. Once we hit the wall, can I take out is it a piton and kind of jam it on there and tie the rope around it real quickly?
Make a strength check. These walls are a little tough, and you are currently trying to do this one-handed. Okay.
Well, once he has the rope, I'll let his other hand.
Fair. Well, but still, he has to hold onto the rope and kind of like dig in as he does this. So, yeah, no. With enough strength, you're able to kind of like kick in a piton and kind of manage to give yourself a bit of a foothold in addition to the rope. So, Ellis Perry, you now see that dangling towards the bottom of this rope bridge currently rests Eva and Tizio. You guys cannot see Talum. Kalarian, I'd say you can see a faint light source at the bottom, but you are currently on the opposite side of this bridge.
Henry, what do you think about cold brew?
Hey, Ellis,
What? What's up?
we're dangling out this rope thing here, but I think Tala might be being eaten by those claw monsters.
Oh, well, shit. Hey, does this rope go all the way to the bottom?
You kind of peer over the edge, and you can see that it dangles down maybe about 30 or so feet to where Ellis or Eva's yelling up at you. You can't see the bottom, not with your vision.
Did all the bridge come with us, like all 3 ropes of the bridge?
Yeah, it's kind of now like a makeshift ladder of sorts.
Yeah, there's 3 ropes. I think you can get past us.
What?
Why don't you just go up first?
I'm climbing. I'm saying all this while I'm climbing.
Sure. And yeah, you guys, the two of you can manage to kind of like carefully climb your way up. It's going to take a little bit, but you can make your way up to the edge and safely get to the other side at that point.
Is there any light at the bottom of the hole?
Not that you can tell from this distance. Not unless Talum is trying to investigate or walk around the bottom of the chasm.
Well, do I hear any more of those evil demons of death?
Make a perception check. Not at the moment. Sounds quiet. Aside from your friends yelling and shouting, and it's echoing off the chamber walls.
I would probably
Right.
start
I'm
creeping
just
over
going
towards...
to intrude really quick. I just want to ask. I guess I'm just a little confused as a player.
Sure.
So is I know like if it was pitch black outside and someone lit a torch 300 feet away, I could see that there was light over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't see the surrounding area. Is that the same in this one, or are we saying like I could only see the torch if it was within 60 feet of me, even if it's pitch black?
Currently, where you are, with the light sources that you have, you can see whatever the distance of the light source is, but I think that's what, 30 feet total? And then it's an additional 30 feet of dim light, if I'm not mistaken.
20 feet, I believe.
No, what I'm
20.
asking is if there's a lit torch 300 feet away from me, can I see that lit torch?
Under other circumstances, you gather that to be the case, but not now.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Awesome. Yeah, I guess I will just start. I'll start climbing down the rope. Why not?
Okay. Yeah, so you shimmy your way down this rope, and once you get down to the extent of the rope where it's all completely singed off, you see that there's maybe about a 20 or so foot drop before the bottom. Or actually, no, you know what? That would be silly, because that doesn't make sense for the length of the rope. The rope bridge would extend all the way to the bottom, just because of the walls and math. So you would be able to climb all the way down to the bottom.
Sweet.
Only like a 5 or 10 foot section broke off. But yeah, once you do get down to the bottom, and you kind of look at this long, not wide, but long chasm, you can see at the other end a faint bit of light.
I guess I will head towards it.
Sure. And soon enough, you're able to see Talum currently just pondering life and decisions.
Claire, do you want to climb down here?
Sure. Can I even from this angle?
Yeah. You can. It'll take you a little bit of time, but you can work your way down. But now that the bridge is snapped, there's enough slack on both ends of the bridge to basically make a rope ladder down both sides. So you can, with time, work your way down one side, traverse the cavern, work your way back up.
Alright, I'll start climbing down then.
Sure. Take you less than a minute or two to make your way down to the bottom or so. And now you can see that Ellis and Talum are there at the bottom of the cavern.
Shall we continue?
Sure.
Alright. And with that, you guys are able to work your way across, climb up in time to the top of the platform to meet the rest of your friends. You now stand in the opposite long cavern that I believe Tizio had seen earlier when he went through the wooden door.
I really hope this is a way out.
Really, Talum? A fireball?
It beats being slashed to death because you're still alive, right?
Barely. I'm holding like my ribs.
I'm holding my own ribs. Like,
I would have been gone if it wasn't for Eva here.
Okay. So we'll say,
Well, really, because I think all of yous would be dead if I didn't pull the lever. So you should be thanking me.
I mean, to be fair, we never would have tried to cross if you didn't pull the lever. And really,
My point exactly.
And then maybe Fireball would have been useful against the enemy versus us.
look, it still killed them all. And you're still alive. So I don't really see what the problem is here.
so within short enough order, you guys are able to descend the staircase in single file, and turning that corner, you can see the familiar wooden door at the opposite end. This is that door that did have a handle, the only single door that did. And as you kind of open up the doorway, you can look out into the corridor. Although still dark, you can see that the large metal doors that block the chamber that you were once trapped in still barred shut. And you do notice that there appear to be a couple of pieces like cog or metal that seem to have fallen around the edges of the door frame. You kind of gather that maybe the force of Ellis ramming his shoulder somehow dislodged something, but wasn't enough to break it down completely. You kind of gather yourselves for a moment and press your way back out through the entry point in which you came, knowing that the doorway that was barring your exit has also been released. You can see the rope ladder that you guys had tied off together to descend into this chasm. You guys can start making your way up there if you like.
Yeah, Harold's working on his way up there.
Okay. Yeah, and one by one, you all try your best to ascend the rope ladder that you had made to come down. Battered and bruised and extremely worn out, you all arrive now back at the plateau of this ramshackle abandoned building. And that's where we'll take a quick break. Be back in about 5, 6 minutes.
Sounds good.
All right. See you guys
Cool.
then.
See you then.
Okay. Let me know when everyone's back.
Heck.
No, there.
Just waiting on Tizio Ellis, and there's Tizio.
No, I'm back. Ellis is back.
Yep, sorry, I meant Eva.
I'm back.
Alright. Perry? That was definitely a close one. But, nevertheless.
For some.
You all exit out of the dark cavernous hole, and you now find yourselves quietly situated within the single home of this ramshackle house. What do you guys want to do? You can hear the faint sounds of distant conversation and horse-drawn carriages out in the street, faint light sources emanating through the broken bits of wood of the interior of the home.
So Floon lives here?
I mean, he came here after work or something.
But why? He doesn't look like he slept here or anything like that. He took care of that thing that was back there.
I think your guess is as good as mine is.
I mean, to be honest, we deliberately set it free, so.
I mean, yeah. I wonder why that's there. Like, what was up with the weird coin doors?
So what do you guys wish to
There's
do?
something going on with him doesn't make a lot of sense.
Should we go home and take a rest?
DM, how far away is this from Troll Skull? Is it like over a mile?
Uh, roughly a little bit, yes. Like, you know that the City of the Dead where you had placed your alarm previously was just about on the edge of it.
You know what? I'm gonna, as we're here having a discussion and whatnot, I'm gonna take the 10 minutes to set up alarm around, I guess, the entrance of the place. If something triggers it on our way back, then kind of know.
Okay. As you all kind of sit there and watch as Tizio begins to lace the trap door that you had found with a piece of silver thread. What are you guys doing?
Do you guys want to head back to Troll Skull, or?
Is this is the same place we came in? So
It is.
it is. Yeah. So was this kind of a fruitless endeavor?
Seems that way.
I mean, we at the least stamped out some horrid evil.
It seemed like it was already contained, though.
Do you think Flynn knew that was there?
What?
Flynn was coming here. Do you think he knew that that thing was in that orb?
I would say he's probably not unaware.
Especially since he would go down there.
Barry, you said you detected something unusual about him that once. Remind me what it was?
I detected that he is some sort of aberration. Not unlike the thing we fought down there, actually. A similar consistency of creature.
So it was his cousin. Something like it.
It's quite possible it either was the aberration, or either the, I guess. Oh my God, I'm like failing my word.
The one controlling him?
It was either controlling him or it was pretending to be him.
I don't think they're unrelated, though.
Well, it's quite possible they are the same thing. I don't think the flume that we rescued is the flume that the others know.
I guess we'll have to wait till we see Floon again and see if we notice anything different about him.
Well, following the track record, I would say he's already at the Trollskull Manor working away for whatever random reason.
Allegedly.
Well, he wasn't there earlier this night, right?
That's what my point is. It's like we followed him and then he's always at Trollskull Manor once we can't find him.
Oh, I see.
I think if he's there, we should have a bit of a chat.
Okay. So, Tizio, you finish the ritual casting of the alarm spell.
Yeah, I'm up for heading back to Troll Skull.
Okay. As you all kind of collect your thoughts and make your way back out into the warmer evening air, the summer breeze kind of kicks in across your faces, and it feels refreshing. The slight smell of burnt charcoal kind of emanates off of a few of you, but nevertheless, you step out carefully into the street of the trades ward. Not completely dead, although it is very late in the evening. And you proceed back up towards the north ward, heading towards Troll Skull Alley. Within a short matter of maybe 30-40 minutes or so, you finally come across the familiar sights and smells of your district. Um, and you can see now that within the warm lit interior of Trollskull Manor, there still seems to be patrons about, conversations to be had, music to be played, as you all enter into your familiar abode. And as you step inside, you can see both Kelso and Vanessa still hard at work, passing out drinks and food and listening to the various bits of conversation. And you can see that upon entry, Drake immediately stands up and walks over to the group of you and asks, Are you guys alright? You look like shit.
It was a rough night.
You can see now he kind of sniffs the air a little bit, and he kind of looks at the group of you and says, You've been playing with fire. You reek of it.
We can thank that one. I tell him.
Some decisions were made in haste. You know, stuff happened.
Well, the point is you came back alive. That's what matters most. Some guy named Blastwind was looking for you earlier this evening. I told them I haven't seen you in some time.
Last
Is that Barnabas? I don't remember his last name.
Yep.
Barnabas was the cop.
He is.
He sat around waiting for about an hour or so. But when you guys didn't show up, he left and said he'd be back on the following day. He said he had some questions for you, Talum.
Great.
Something about all this mess that's been going on at the Greyland Villa. But I didn't get into too much detail. It's not my place.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting us know.
Of course. So, as you guys stand within Trollskull's tavern, I mean, what do you guys want to do? Rest up for the night?
So Perry is exhausted. He is going to sleep.
I'm gonna go behind the bar and just pour out an ale, and I'm gonna walk over to Eva, excuse me, and just here you go, man. Thank you for the, I was a bit suspicious of you, when you and Ellis first came, but what you did back there. It really shows your true character, and I apologize and thank you for not letting me fall to my death.
Don't mention it. I'm sure you would have done the same.
I kind of pause and, yeah, I would have. Enjoy the night.
Cheers.
Okay.
I'll just stroll up behind Eva and be like, "Oh, you saved his life. He got a crush on you."
She'll just roll her eyes and say, "Sit down, get a drink."
I got one, see?
All right. So, as you all sit there trying to collect your thoughts and just decompress from this evening's events, you all eventually find your way upstairs into your respective chambers. Um, is there anything you guys wish to do before bed?
I would like to look over the scroll I found. Let's just see what it is. Now that I have time.
Yeah, you bet. Make an Arcana check for me. Okay. Now that you have some time and a better lit quarters and a few books to reference, just kind of staring at the scroll, you're able to take a moment to decipher its encrypted writings, and you realize that this is a scroll of shield.
Well, maybe we'll have a take two if I ever get some time to copy it in. And it doesn't try to kill me, because
You don't have
apparently
shield,
scrolls do
right?
that sometimes.
But with the prospect of sleep setting out before you, you all tuck in for the evening, set up your defensive alarms and things of that nature, and rest slowly comes to each of you in time. You all awake the following morning a lot later than you normally have been as of late, with how extensive things went on the evening before. But nevertheless, you all come to refreshed, so feel free to mark off a long rest, everyone. And as you proceed downstairs and enter into the main tap room, it's rather quiet this morning. There's no food ready for you, as there had been previously. It appears, while clean, and you gather that Vanessa and Kelso did their best to clean up after the evening, it is empty.
I have a feeling if we want to see our friend again, we're going to have to go find him.
Well, I'd like to set out before this Barnabas dude shows up. Maybe we eat out this morning?
Eva's going to go back into the kitchen and find like an apple or two, and then use prestidigitation to make them taste like bacon and eat them.
Sure.
She'll toss one to Alice too.
Fruit, my favorite.
Taste it.
I jump into it.
It surprisingly tastes like bacon.
Holy shit, give me another one. It's like devour the apple.
Ready when you all are.
Let's go.
All right. You all mesh together some semblance of breakfast and collect your belongings and step back out into the now midday sun as it stretches out before you. The faint chatter and commotion of passerby and street vendors just fill your ears as the alley comes back to life, as it seems to have not skipped a beat and completely unawares of what had transpired from last night's events. The day is yours.
If I remember, you guys mentioned wanting to potentially upgrade some security around the loft after the break-in.
Actually, I saw that mission from the Order of the Gauntlet, don't I?
Go with the Black Viper.
Yeah.
Would be a good idea to get some security around here. I mean, twice now we've had a nightly break-in.
Well, if I can find a scroll for some spells, maybe I can help with that.
Okay. You would know that Rishal, right down the way, does have a list of spells that are available for purchasing of copying into your scroll book. You learn that with your time working with him.
Do I know what they are, or would I have to go find them?
Let's see. Should have it. He has a very large selection of things. Let's see. What spell in particular were you looking for? Or do you just want the list of what he
Probably
had?
Arcane Lock and Featherfall.
You do recall that he does have both of those spells in his inventory. Um, you know that he charges 75 gold for the Arcane Lock to copy that into your book, and comprehend or not, and Featherfall would cost about 25.
So if we want to swing by there, I could pick up a couple spells that should help us.
And yes, I know I'll even give you 25 gold to help with the Arcane Lock Scroll.
Don't worry about it.
You sure?
It's fine. We have gold covered for a little bit.
If you say so.
I will give you a list of what he has. Actually, let me throw this on a handout for you.
Speaking of which, should we go to a bank and maybe liquefy some of these bars?
I forgot about those bars.
I mean, can't Perry do that?
Well, I mean, like, turn them into coins, not turn them into liquid gold.
Oh, alright.
My trans matter array is about 75% complete.
I've got this giant diamond too. So
They were transported in bar form.
Giant diamonds are useful. I don't know if we want to sell those.
Ooh, that's true. I'll hold on to this time. Might be worth getting it appraised somewhere.
Yeah, so we know its relative usefulness.
Oh, they're two sizable diamonds.
It's 2? Ooh, that's nice.
It is, I forgot.
Are we still walking around with the nimble right detector, like on? Because I believe we did it on our way to Floons. I could be incorrect on that.
I think we did, yeah. Oh, we have to swing by there too and pick up our bounty.
Can you refresh my memory on that?
We were tasked to kill a nimble right for 500 gold. We did, so we haven't collected the gold.
Oh, yeah.
Talum, if you look under your player handouts for books, you will see Rishal's spells. And that will show you the list of spells he has available for copying and the price.
Awesome.
You guys killed the number right last week?
We did.
Last week or the one before? One of the two.
It was
Wait.
last week. Before you
I don't remember doing it, and I was not here last week.
Said under books.
Player handouts, books, and then Rishal's spells.
I don't think I can see that. Oh, there it is.
I mean, I can see it as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just showed it to everyone so that he could...
Okay.
It's not a big deal if you all can see it.
Cool. Modify memory, that spells fun.
Yo, man, Rashal's got some good ass spells.
He does. Oh, I also need to cast a new familiar if we get a chance.
Yep. Do you have the components to do so?
I don't know. Probably not. I'd have to go buy them.
So you do know that it would take you time, just like it would be copying into your normal spell book. Rishal would provide you the ink and paper to copy it into your book
As part of those prices?
as part of the price.
Oh my god.
So basically, you pay the price for the scroll or for the spell, and he lets you, in his abode, copy that spell in. If I recall correctly. Let's see. Da, 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 da.
That is very, very good.
Yes. So he will let you copy the spell at that price. If you wanted him to convert it into a spell scroll for you, he can do that for double the price.
Oh, okay.
Just a note.
Well, if you guys want to entertain yourself for the day, I'll spend the day copying spells. But that's up to you guys.
Should we go collect our bounty for the Nimblewright? Or anybody else have anything side mission or anything like that? Clarion, I know you mentioned something about a Black Viper.
Yeah, we can go collect the bounty first, though, if we want.
We also have, like, the whole chaos going on with the fireball and stuff.
Yep. I haven't forgotten about that fireball you did on me.
Nope, not that fireball.
Oh. Okay, I apologize.
Yeah, we got a lot going on, people. A lot going on.
So what's the plan?
I think we should go grocery shopping. That sounded like the best option to me.
Grocery shopping.
No, I was just kidding. Let's collect our bounty.
I'll give I'll give someone in the party, I guess Tizio, the bag, which has the parts he needs to collect the bounty, just some scraps from the Nimblewright. And I will stay with Rishal and copy some spells while they walk around the city.
Okay.
Unless that's not what we want to happen. But that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Fine with it.
Sounds good. Okay, so Talum bids the group of you adieu as he steps into Rashal's, and after some brief conversation, what spells are you trying to copy over?
Well, I mean, it kind of depends on how long they'll be gone, but I'll start out with Arcane Lock.
Okay, so I mean, it would take the same amount of time as copying over as it would for the spells level, so I believe that's... Go ahead.
It's an hour a level, I think? Or is it 2 hours level?
I think it's an hour per level.
It's 2 hours per level.
But his class feature, I think, cuts that in half, doesn't it?
Only for
If it's a
conjuration
conjuration
spells.
spell.
Gotcha.
Actually, let me look real quick.
Yeah, an arcane lock is abjuration, so kind of.
Yeah.
How long do I think they'll be gone?
How long do you think they'll be gone?
Like, how long does it take to walk over to the temple and back?
To walk over to the House of Inspired Hands would probably take them about 25 minutes or so.
Well, then I'll just copy shield. That way I don't.
Well, like you can spend the whole day here. It's if you need to. Like worst case scenario, you have that message spell, or Eva, you have message, I believe, as well, or
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
short
we can-
range. It's only 100 feet.
oh. If we catch on to anything, we can always come back and get you.
Sure. I'll start copying Arcane Lock then.
All right. So I'll go ahead and mark off 75 gold, and you were in the process of doing that. As the rest of you cross over into the Sea Ward towards the House of Inspired Hands, somebody go ahead and roll me a bajillion. What's that number for?
How much gold I have left
Gotcha.
until we
If somebody
start.
wants to roll me 100, a D100, please. Thank you. Nice. Okay. As the group of you are crossing past the high road over towards the House of Inspired Hands, while the day is a bright, pleasant, clear blue sky, there is a faint wind that picks up and just carries along with it the ever warmth of the warming temperatures around you. The most prominent thing that sticks out to you guys as you traverse your way through is you see a large crowd that is currently gathering around on the high road, and they're watching what appears to be about 12 to 14 heavily armed guards surrounding a large metal cage that is being pulled on a wagon.
Can I creep up and see what it is?
Yeah, make a perception check as you kind of weave your way through the crowd. Looking inside, a couple things you notice. One, apart from the large number of guards, you recognize a very familiar Barnabas Blastwind tailing the back of the cart, his hand held out in front of him, and you can see him slowly muttering something under his breath. As you try to peer into the large metal cage that is being pulled by this single draft horse, you see Flume.
What?
He is currently sitting on his knees, manacles bound behind his back, and he is just being escorted south.
Oh, you said there's a small gathering, correct?
There's a large gathering.
Oh, large gathering. I apologize.
These
I'm just gonna.
guards. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna, just a random person that's there. What's going on here?
Well, I have no idea that gentleman, whoever he may be, he seems to be arrested and he's being heavily escorted. I don't know what's going on. And you can see their mumbles and whispers about.
Hey Perry, can you see if that's the same one?
Yeah, I will cast Detect Evil and Good.
What's the range on that?
30 feet.
You cast the spell, and you stand amongst the crowd. Unfortunately, they're out in like the middle of the thoroughfare. This is a very large thoroughfare that takes up the center of the high road. You're not quite within range.
Can I try and get closer?
I'm also gonna go up to. I'm also gonna tell Eva and see if maybe she can. Eva, can you maybe send him a message or what's going on?
You can certainly attempt to cross over into the street. This cart, this wagon, is surrounded by about 12 or so heavily armed guards, and they're about maybe 10 feet apart in this large circle surrounding this cart as they are basically chauffeuring it down the road.
I'll message and say, Boom, what the hell's going on?
So you're sending the message spell over to the creature in the cage?
Correct.
Okay. There's a moment where, as you guys are kind of looking at this person who's bound in this cage as they were just kind of staring at the ground, and they kind of look up and over in your direction. And for a moment there's silence, and you can see, make a perception check. You can distinctly see that this is Floon, and he's making eye contact with you in the crowd, and he's just slowly shaking his head from left to right. But he doesn't
send a
respond
message.
to your message. Go ahead.
Yeah, just on the off chance, I'll send a message, a follow up, and say you can respond this way.
You see that he gives a slow nod but doesn't respond, and then continues to look back down at the center of the cart.
I'm gonna do one more. Can you not if you recognize me?
He does so.
Is there like a captain that's pretty obvious?
Make a perception check. Apart from recognizing definitely Barnabas, who is at the back and what appears to be actively chanting some kind of spell. Yeah, looking around, I mean, all these individuals, you can clearly tell they're not City Watch. They appear to be part of the City Guard, which is essentially the army for Waterdeep. You don't recognize any of them as possibly being a leader amongst the crowd. You gather maybe Barnabas is currently in charge of them.
I will try to approach Barnabas.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. As the two of you kind of step out into the thoroughfare, you can see that these guards are stopping traffic that's in the way, and they're clearing a path for this singular cart. And you can see that two of the guards kind of rush over towards your side, just weapons drawn, and say, halt, stay back. This is for your own protection. Do not come any closer.
Look, this man is under an appointment. What is his crime?
You know this person.
Yes, as far as I know, yes.
You watch as both of these guards, like, while looking at you, they now take a more aggressive stance towards you, and you can see that they're calling over three other guards, and you watch as he says, detain these ones. They know something about him.
Wait, I was still in the crowd.
We run a manor. He is the manager. There's no reason to detain us.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh God, here comes the low roll.
Because this is you and Eva, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I can follow up. Too.
Yeah. Follow me.
Look, we're happy to come answer questions, but the man works for us. We're curious as to what happened here, but honestly, we haven't seen him in days. We've been worried about where he might be, if he was all right. We really don't know what happened here.
Okay. Make a persuasion check, Eva. Nice. There's a bit of hesitation, and you watch as they're kind of looking back over to Barnabas, and Barnabas, while still in the middle of casting this spell of sorts, as he's keeping his concentration on the cage in front of him, you see that with his other hand he kind of waves off the other guards and points at the two of you and kind of does this like follow me motion, but you see that he's currently like tied up in what he is doing.
Happy to help.
Yeah, I guess we'll follow.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I've heard Talum, cast his spells and other people throughout the world and stuff like that. Can I tell what spell chanting Barnabas was doing?
You can make an Arcana check. Huh. While you're not trained in the magic of a particular nature, you have studied enough about different particulars of magic to know that whatever Barnabas is casting, it seems to be a very restrictive or defensive type spell. And as you kind of look closer, you can see that there's faint sparks of energy that are emanating from Barnabas's hand, and then you can look over to the cage and you see that there appears to be some sort of like electricity that is crackling amongst the cage itself. You gather that whatever he's concentrating on, he is focused on keeping this prisoner in this cage. So,
Can I take a look around the area, rooftops, or anything like that? If anyone's suspiciously watching this, I guess, like trying to stay hidden.
okay, so they're still moving. Eva and Perry, you guys following?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not stopping at all. The guards have kind of subsided from their aggressive stance, and they've told you to stay in the front of them, and that they are heading towards Pagirion's palace. Tizio, go ahead and make a perception check. Okay. Fair point. I would say, yeah, you barely got within range. You did not sense any celestial aberration or aberration fiends, or what was the other one?
Undead.
Undead. Thank you. You're not sensing any of those energies radiating from near the cart. Tizio, as you're kind of scanning the rooftops and amongst the crowd, you can see Perry and Eva are now in the front of this group, and they're just in the center as they're being escorted along down the path. More people are starting to gather now on the sides of the high road as they're like kind of looking and pointing and trying to ask questions amongst themselves as to who the hell this is. But you don't see anything suspicious on the rooftops or passerby.
I'm gonna put up my cloak and follow along in the crowd.
Okay.
I'm gonna message Barry and say, "You said you recognized me. Did you sense anything?"
No, he's not the same Floon that we've hired, as far as I can tell.
Calarian, Ellis, what are you guys doing?
Because I'm gonna walk up and join the others with not getting arrested, but getting arrested.
So you're keeping on the crowd side, just kind of weaving through the crowd, following pace, or stepping out into the street? Because now Eva and Perry are quite visible in the center of the street.
Yeah, I'll step out with them.
Okay. There's another brief pause in similar concept to what happened with Eva and Perry, where two of the guards immediately come up towards you, and after a bit of scuffle, I mean, I imagine Eva and Perry say that you're together with them, and they tell you to also proceed forward. So now the three of you are quite visibly on display as you are being escorted through the town. Ellis?
Well, if Ava went up there, hmm,
Tizio, roll a stealth check.
Can I pull up my armor and do it with advantage or no?
I mean, you can, if you're trying to activate your armor in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah, because I was trying to just blend in, kind of be stealthy following, so like no one catches me type, or no one, like I don't draw suspicion.
Well, he's trying to switch it from his power armor to his infiltrator armor. Is what I gather he's trying to do.
Oh yeah, from my normal regular armor to the infiltrator.
Yeah, so that would be an action, and there's a shift. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say you should be able to do it because it's you have it to where it's kind of underneath your clothing. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Ellis, yeah. So I mean, you're kind of watching as Kalarian steps out into the crowd and starts to follow Eva, and Perry, and you kind of look around and you lost sight of Tizio.
can I like walk up to the front of the crowd and ask why he was arrested?
You could certainly try. Roll a persuasion check if you like. It's probably be at disadvantage because now there's a large number of you guys kind of wandering out into the street claiming to know this individual.
I didn't claim to know him. I
Like
was
people
just
are, it's
asking
like
why he
you're
was
like,
arrested.
I'm Floon Blagmar. No, I'm Floon Blagmar. Yeah, no, go ahead. Roll a persuasion check. And
Wait.
it's again, like I said, aside from the fact that you guys are wandering out to him while he's heavily guarded, they're also very keen on trying to keep as many people away. You guys rolled a 57. I didn't tell you to roll a 57. I am not dictating what happens. The roll is providing us a pre-written thing, and I'm going with it. So Ellis, you step out into the street, and you're trying to persuade them to try to give you some kind of insight as to why he's being arrested. But they're very tight-lipped, and they are warning you that if you do not get back onto the side of the street, you will be arrested.
Don't tempt me, DM. Man, I think everything rises inside of Ellis to be like, go punch one of them, go punch one of them, do it, do it, do it. But I feel like he's not going to because he stayed off the streets for this long, so. Or stayed out of jail. He stayed out of jail for this long, and he feels like this could be too much of a tangle, so.
Yeah, and because of your
I
size,
I
your
guess-
stature, you can see that there's probably about 3 of them that are just kind of like circling you a little bit.
Yeah, I guess I'll back into the crowd and follow to where they're going.
Sure, if you like. Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone appears to be heading south.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just stick with the school of fish here.
Yeah. Okay, so with that, as you just try to make a normal day for once, you end up stumbling across a very suspicious sight. of who you thought was a trusted individual now under complete arrest and looking utterly defeated as he is now being escorted somewhere in Pagirian's palace, and that is where we are going to pick it up next week.
Right.
It's it's so miraculous how the dice roll keeps throwing Floon at you guys. It's super funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll say, it seems weird. Floon is always there.
It's funny because out of game context, the thing is a captured criminal or monsters move through the city in a heavily guarded prison wagon, escorted by veterans of the City Watch and a mage from the Watchful Order of Magistrates and Protectors. It just so happens that Floon would be a very good criminal to have been caught at this moment.
This is so funny.
You guys did this. Could have been anything.
The dice did this.
The dice. They tell
Blame
this
the
story
dice.
so
Yeah,
well.
Roll20's algorithm did this.
I'm telling you, man. It's if it ain't one thing, it's another. I mean, we'll find out next week how this turns out, because this is a whole new path. Quite astray from where you guys were supposed to be going. But we'll see if you get there. You guys have any questions of me?
I'm good. Yeah, thanks for the session. It
No,
rocked.
my pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, another fun session, man.
I feel like our start at the beginning was quite lucky. We avoided a lot of that shit.
You guys got so goddamn lucky.
We avoided what? I didn't
A lot
avoid
of
anything,
shit.
sir.
You guys
And
were
then
all rolling your saves. You guys grappled him and then kept him from going anywhere. It's nasty.
Yeah.
That's 3 saves on a full attack is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we
I know,
were
Ellis-
shredded
I
by a
feel like-
bridge.
Ellis's backstory kind of makes like his entire character is meant to fight people.
Oh yeah, I can imagine how tempting it is, because they were very, very close to. You didn't say you were with the people. You were just like, "Why is this guy being arrested?" They were about to start pushing you back into the crowd.
Man, I was so close to punching one of those guards. I'm like, arrest me, you shit. Do it, I dare you. Ugh.
Punching 12 veterans, that'll end well for you.
Yeah, I mean, if Talon was there, he would have just threw a fireball.
Nope. That would not
Hashtag save Floon.
Yeah, if they
Got
all
'em.
would have lived, Talon. It's fine. They would have lived, except for the guards. It's cool.
mean, I
Hashtag
don't think-
save Floon.
I think the guards would have been fine.
I can't wait to play with you guys next week. Peace out.
Here's next one.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Thanks for the session, boss.
You are very welcome.
Fun as always.